This is Darkest Dungeon, everyone. This is Michael. We're going to be running through it on medium. If you've never played this game before, basically it's a dungeon crawl. I'll let you see the intro.
You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
So there you go. That's pretty sweet. Little intro they have there. It kind of gives you the backstory of what happened. Basically, your father, who is the caretaker of this city your town taking care of, has a bunch of dungeons and now has taken over the town. You are now forced to take it back from them. So you'll start a campaign here. You have three options of which way you wish to start it. It can either be easy, medium, or hard. For your first time, I recommend doing easy. It's pretty forgiving. It will be very get you well adjusted to the mechanics and also what to see and not be very tough. Once you move up, it'll get really difficult here. On this one, if you go to hard mode, it will make it so you have to have a time limit to beat the game. To where you have, if you get more than 12 deaths, you lose. In this game, your characters, when they die, do not come back. They are dead. You never see them again. So don't try to lose your characters. Here's the intro that starts.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Alrighty, here we are on the old road. The stagecoach is broken down, and we have to now walk to our manor and level house. We will have a 2-character party, which we will have to slug through to get to the actually our venerable house to find out what is there and what is left over from the damage that they have caused. In Darkest Dungeon, if you happen to lose one of your characters in battle, you do not get them back. They are dead. So here we are in Darkest Dungeon. We're on the old road. This map down here at the bottom allows us to navigate. Allows us to actually see what's coming up. And we can also change it to see what our inventory is. We have 16 slots of inventory, which get gobbled up by a lot of different things. We have a Crusader here, which is more of a tank. They have 33 hit points. Dodge, protection, which is our armor. Speed, they're not very fast. You basically roll a d6 at the beginning of each round plus your speed, and that's what you get to attack on when you get to go. Accuracy modifier, that's not AC, it's accuracy. Crit chance, that's basically chance to hit of crits. Crit does quite a bit of damage. Usually it's like ×3 damage based on that. And then your damage normally is 7 to 14. Warrior of Light, when my light torch here is above 75%, I get better. And all these other quirks, you get more quirks here and more bad quirks here. They can be replaced or kept based on how you want to do things. And here's your armor and weapon. You don't get to change that. Here's your core of the game, right here, these 7 skills. You will get to pick which skills you want to use as you unlock these. And I'll show you later. This is camping skills if you actually rest. And here's our other character. We have a Highwayman. He can be either range or he can do melee. He has some very sweet mechanics, which I will show off as well. Here's all our stats down here for resistances. And yeah, here we go. On. When you want to go on, you hit to the next room, and then you use WSDA to move your characters. You can also use the arrow keys. I like using that because it's up here with the number keys to actually use your attacks. This is a little tutorial to kind of show you how to do stuff. You can turn that off in the options by pushing escape and then go to the controls and actually turn it off. So we're moving down. Here we got our light. It does go down. It does go down as we go. As it gets lower, our characters become more scared of what's to come. They can't really see very well. Here's the enemy. He has 15 protection. He has a dodge, just like we do. He also has speed, just like we do. And his resistances are down here as well. Alrighty, as you can see, we did some damage there. He came back with his damage. And we have a bleed. This will take damage over time. We can cure it later on in the game if we actually have the ability to, but these characters don't have that ability to. Here we go. We got some money. It's called loot. We're going to get gold. You do get gems. You do get other little trinkets that give you money in the game. And here's a curio. Sometimes in the game, a lot of times when you're going off in dungeons, you have little curios to interact with. Sometimes you have stuff that interact with them well, sometimes you don't. So we're going to see what this actually does for us. Benefited us and gave us a bunch of money. So now we have 450 gold and 2 food. The food will come into play later because you need to eat in order to survive in the dungeons. If you don't eat, you take damage. Kind of sucks. So here we're going to have this guy bleed. Hopefully get the bleed on, and also he gets resistance less to bleed. Now he's taking 2 per turn plus how much we already did to him already. We can also stun him with that ability here, stunning blow, so he doesn't get to attack this round either. We surprised him so that we get first action, they get last action. This guy usually targets every single character we have with his attacks as long as he's in the back rows. If he's in the front rows, he just targets one character. So now, because he was stunned, he now gets resistance to stun better, and it's at 90%. He probably won't be stunned if we actually tried. So we're just going to go ahead and just beat him down. Try to actually eliminate him before he gets more than 2 attacks. Maybe more than 1 attack. He's at 14. You can see here he has half his health already gone. He's down to maybe about a third. Here we're going back to original attack. This smite does more damage against Unholy. Right down here in the middle, you can see below his name if he's unholy or not. They're both humans, so they're not unholy. Unholy characters are going to be like skeletons, zombies, mummies, ghouls, stuff like that. You will find some of those characters, enemies in this game. I'm not going to tell you which ones because I want you to kind of see the game unfold as the time foretold. Here we're going to stun him again because we can. These other 2 abilities here are good, but they're better when they have 2 targets in the front, and this is a defensive ability, so we're not really going to use that. Why did my guy go up front here? Is because it got forced by this gentleman here, who forced him to go up front. I can move him back with less damage. This guy's already dead. I'm gonna move. If I move him back, like I'll show you here, he now gets a bunch of buffs with that there, and now he has better damage, better crit, and better accuracy. This guy, unfortunately, cannot attack the back row. This guy's going to die as soon as he gets his turn because of the bleed. So I'm just going to protect. Now he's marked. He's likely to get hit more often. And he has protection, which is defense. He's likely to get less damage dealt to him. He only targeted one guy, so he's now in the front row. In this game, you'll always have 4 characters to play with and use in your battles. You also always have 4 characters to usually fight. Sometimes you have 2, sometimes you have 3, but most of the time you have 4 enemies to fight. And you also have the quest what you're trying to do here. Now we finished the quest. Very simple. We're just doing the old road. We have the option to take this chest here or finish the quest. Take this chest here. It's unfortunately trapped. It just shows you in the game that some chests are trapped if you don't use stuff on them. We didn't get anything bad. It was just a blight. Moving on. Shows your rewards here of your money. Shows you actually how much everything's worth. This is an onyx with 500 gold. And these collectible heroisms. Heirlooms. God, I can't talk today. Collectible heirlooms. These are where you get usually a quirk or a bad quirk, and it kind of shows you what it does. These will be replaced, like I said. Here's their levels as well. They both moved up to level 1. You level pretty fast in this game, but your skills do only level by you actually paying for them with money in the game.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupt
So you have to so now we're at the manor. We have 2 of our party. We have a maximum of 9 people we can get in our group. We need to get more people so we can actually have more people to fight with as well. We can unlock the graveyard, which just shows places where we die. If you run hard mode, this will show 0-12 right here. We have this, which is basically allows us to replay some of the other cool stuff at the end. Something like the other preludes to the other big enemies in the game. Or epilogue is basically what this is. And then we have a stagecoach. This allows us to bring other characters in the game. There are 15 different characters you can have in the game. They all have really cool different things. There are really just 2 actual healers, the Vestal and the Occultist here. But some of the other characters do have minor healing, but those are the 2 big healers. Here, I recommend upgrading to where you at least number of 4 characters showing, because you want to get actually people in your party. This allows you to upgrade with your deeds, busts, portraits, and crests here, so you can upgrade to use it more. I recommend getting 4 right away so you can get more people coming to your party and get what you want and get better chances of getting what you need to actually have a good party and a good group. All the characters are good, just some are better in some certain situations. These other places here we cannot unlock until we actually get more things going. So we have to embark on another quest.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
So I need to make the party however I want. As you see the other characters here, these lights up here tell you where they're best at, as in what position of the line they are in. So the Plague Doctor is good in the back row because he has a lot of stuff that only affect the back row. I mean, he has a lot of stuff that can affect anyone, but he only has to do it from the back row. This can be done from anywhere, but it's not actually a damaging effect, it's just a stun effect. This is the Vestal, this is your healer. She can heal for 3 to 5 on one character. She also has another heal here, which can unlock later on, but it heals the whole party. She has some weapon damage. This only does in the front row. This does the back row, and this does the back row. The farther back your characters are, the less likely they are to get hit. The more up front they are, the more likely they are to get hit. And I've already shown these two guys because we had them earlier. This little bar down here is their stress meter. That does make a difference. Your guys will get stress, and it's just as bad as your health meter. You want to make sure to keep an eye on that more than your health, or just as much your health, because it does matter. There's less ways to actually remove stress, but there are ways to do it, and I will show you how. So we're going to embark here and get provisions.
Measured now in gold, later in blood.
Our provisions, basically you want to carry. We're doing a short run, and our goal of this mission is actually explore 90% of the rooms. This is the first mission that's always this way. You want to take number of players, number of people you're taking, times 2 for a short mission. If you had a camp, then you would do more, but otherwise no. You want to take 2 shovels, for reasons I'll explain later, and then 1 key. And then because we're in the ruins, we're going to take an herb. Everything else, we cannot get rid of these because they were given to us because we have these characters. Holy Water always comes with Vestal, and Anti-Venom always comes with this person. Right here, the Plague Doctor. Alrighty, we are ready to go. We have everything we need. We can get more stuff. I don't want to spend our money. We're going to take torches, just so we can refill our torch. We only need 8. We are spending gold on this stuff. Here's the gold down here at the bottom, how much we spend. The less gold we spend, the more gold we keep over time. And you want to make money so you can actually benefit off the game and upgrade. So here we are on the first mission after the old road, and it's pretty standard as what you're going to see every single time you go in the game. This map does never change, but every other map after this will change and be random and be annoyingly spread out or in a straight line to where it makes it easy. As you can see, numbers above our characters, we're getting stress already. The more light you have, the less stress you have. The less light you have, the more stress you can obtain. As you can see right here, I can reduce the light to 0, or I can make it brighter just by clicking it and giving us more light. If I ever run out of torches, then I can't give us any more light. Your stuff will stack into max of 8 for torches, 4 for shovels, 4 for other things, 6 for other things, 12 for food. Here we have 2 enemies, so we can't use this because we don't have enemies in the back. We can just use this, and these are 2 items here. This is a heal, this is a stun, this is blight. This is the opposite. This is the other thing of bleed, which take more damage. Skeletons can't bleed, so we have to blight them if we want to do damage over time. As you can see here, we can now use this because we have 2 enemies that can actually get hit by it. We missed. That's unfortunate. This is a heal, which can also kill him. She gets healed for 6. She was already at full, but if you never need a heal for her, then you can use that for a heal and then get the kill sometimes as well. You have to connect in order to get the heal. Otherwise, here I can't actually bleed this guy. He dies from my attack. I'm just gonna kill him now. I also got a little bit of stress heal. Collect the gold and move on. If it's already unlocked, we don't have to use a key. These little small chests will always be unlocked. Here we got our first trinket. It's using an antiquarian. We don't have an antiquarian, so we can't use it. None of our characters are antiquarians. It would show up in a lighter sense if we could actually use it. It gives us +4 speed, though, to her when we actually find one. In the characters, you can change their name right here if you want to. I kind of like the names they give them sometimes. I don't really worry about that. Here's the reason why we have the shovels. You want to hit the shovel, so you actually use the shovel on the rubble. No matter what dungeon you go into, you will always want to bring at least a couple shovels to eliminate that issue. Here we're going to stun this person and move her up so she gets in a range for the Crusader to kill her. She likes to bring a lot of stress to the team. So we want to kind of combat that best way we can by stopping her attacks. The Rabble and the Bone Soldier are the likely ones to do actual damage. She will not do much damage at all. Here for the Vessel, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this lady and also heal a little bit. And here we're going to try to get rid of this Rabble in the back. Got close. 8 points, we did 7. Here we can have the option to take this guy out, which we're going to. Our accuracy was 80 there out of possible 100. We succeeded. And then we got to get rid of this guy, and we also pulled that off with 4 damage. Alrighty, he's gone. Collect the gold and move on. Every fight you fight in this game, you get gold. Every single room you go to may not have anything, may have something. This is one of the annoying things in the game. That is called a quirk that sucks. So he has Kleptomaniac. I did not mention that on purpose. This guy will always start with that, no matter what. Steals things. You can get rid of that if you want to, some way, shape, or form, or you can let him keep it. It really doesn't matter too much if he keeps it. Honestly, what he steals doesn't affect the game too much. I wouldn't recommend deleting it. It's kind of funny, actually, that he steals stuff from a party he's trying to also be a part of to help you kill people and take back the manor. Kind of weird for the game flavor. Other characters will also get those quirks, and that kind of sucks. As you can see, I'm not using some of the skills because they're not as good. As soon as I unlock the other buildings, I'm going to get rid of those skills and get the ones I actually enjoy using. That are actually the ones that are worthwhile. Here we could do damage to both of them. I'd much rather just try to get rid of the one that's actually going to try to get rid of one enemy. But I also want to get full damage out of my attacks, so I want to get the bleed on him and deal damage over time. And hopefully I can connect and do damage to both characters and kill them both. If this little bar here is next to him, it means they haven't gone yet. Or you haven't gone yet. You want to kind of kill people, kill your enemies as fast as possible to prevent them from being able to do stuff. Here's a trinket that's actually pretty good. I'm going to put this on my Crusader. You have 2 slots for trinkets here, which you can put on any given time when you're not in a fight. So we're going down another hallway here. Here we have a trap. If you actually got a scout prior to moving down a hallway, you get to see stuff coming up ahead of you. And then you get to notice the traps. If you don't get a scout, you don't see the traps, and they just happen. As you can see here, the best person to disable the trap is the highwayman. Basically, you walk up to it and just hit the up arrow or the W, and then you see if you disable it. If not, you take damage. You may get a blight, you may get a bleed, you may get some stress issues, other things. It sucks. It happens. Another klepto trigger, thanks. Losing all that stuff. It is unfortunate when you lose the deeds or the other types of trinkets, because you need those to upgrade your mana. But it's something we can't do anything about. Here, right now. Here's our hunger. We have to eat. If we don't eat, we take damage and our stress, so we're going to eat. We heal a little bit as well. That is random. You never will eat in a room. You will always eat in the hallway, and you'll only eat on squares where you don't have any other interactions. So if you ended a hallway and you have food left over, you can burn it for healing, like I'm going to do here. Or you can just keep it and sell it for extra money, because it does give you like 5 gold at the end as a benefit of not using it. Everything that you keep does give you extra money. But everything you don't keep and use can have a benefit, like this heals debuffs. This gives you resistance. This cures a blight. You get bandages, which cures a bleed. And other things. So here this guy in the 3rd position does the stress damage. This guy in the 4th position does a lot of damage. He also crits a ton. As you can see, 15% to crit. 15% to crit. That's actually me, I'm sorry. I do 15% to crit. So I have a chance to crit on him quite a bit. Did not. But they do this guy does do a lot of damage and does crit a lot. You can't see his crit range or his chance to hit or anything like that. Those are my numbers. I'm sorry. I missed with 80%. Thanks. Here's a plague grenade. It's both of them. And their blight chance is terrible. 10%. So they both get blighted. There's what a crit does. It also doesn't stress the whole party. That sucks. We could have tried to kill him first. If we would have gone and go first before him, we could have stunned him, which we're going to do now. Our Crusader can always attack the 2 up front, and he can never attack anyone back here with these 4 abilities that he has. We want to eliminate the people in the back, because the people in the back tend to usually tend more damage. Always, and they always tend to be the ones doing the stress damage. Stress is just as important as your life total in this game. You want to make sure that your stress level is at a low number, as well as your life total is at a high number. You have a 200 count stress level. I know that, but still, once you hit 100, something will happen that I will show you when it does happen. And I'm guaranteed it will happen here pretty soon with my characters. Every time I do a crit, I do lose stress. It's a very small amount, but it does matter, and every little bit helps. He's dead. And he's dead. You don't need to heal your guys. you can only heal your guys in battle. You cannot heal your guys outside of battle. So you'll make sure when you're in battle, if they're low, actually heal them. Sometimes out of game, I mean sometimes in battles you have to do that. Most time you just want to do damage because you want to just get the enemies in front of you dead. As you can see here, even though I didn't use this anti-venom and these torches and stuff like that, I kept them because they give me money at the end. Here's all these crests and busts we got. Busts are basically like statues. Crests are shields. Only 2 of us got a quirk, or a bad quirk. Quick reflexes, +2 to speed, and eagle eye. That's a really good one. That's a really good quirk. Yeah, that's really good. Crits are really good, speed's really good, and balance is really good. Those are 3 best ones that you can get in the game.
Let me share with you the terrible wonder.
These are negative quirks that you can get. Like I said, the skull on them means they keep them until they are removed by you. And this is the active log. So you can see now what is open, the tavern and the abbey. And it also shows you what happened prior while you were gone. Some things could happen at your town while you're gone. Here's the tavern.
Fresh cakes, cards, and
it relieves stress. You can put your guys in here to relieve their stress. She has 40 stress. So she might want to be relieved. Usually if they're right around 40, I tend to take them on small runs. But if they're above 40, I tend to try to put them in the abbey or the tavern and get them healed. So I could put her in here, cost 1,000 gold to actually heal her stress. Let's first take a look at the stagecoach and see what I get. Here's the occultist, the other healer. His heal unfortunately causes a bleed at 59%. So when you heal people, you have a chance to get a bleed on them. Only does 1 point damage per turn, but it's still a heal. It can also heal for 0. That kind of sucks. It's a terrible heal, but he does heal for 0 to 12. That's pretty sweet. He also has a lot of attacks that are pretty interesting. They do a lot of moving the enemies around. A double attack here. He has a stab, which does a bleed. He's also very good at Eldritch, which is an enemy that's in the cove, which I'll show you later. They're pretty good. I'm gonna take one of these occultists, and I'll also take this grave robber down here, which I'll show you in a second. The grave robber is one of the best characters in the game as far as range goes. She has blight on her poisonous dagger. She also has this throwing dagger, which I'll be getting once I can. And she also can move around very easily in your party with lunge and shadow fade. So you want to use those a lot while you're playing the game. She can also remove diseases, which I'll explain later when you get them. Yeah, and she has a pretty good damage meter too. So that's all I want for this group. If you don't take these guys, they will leave, and then you may get 2 different ones when they come back next time. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, and we'll be back to the next one next time. I want to show you something real quick, actually. You have 4 different places to go: the Warrens, the Ruins, the Cove, and the Weald. These will have bosses at them you have to fight. As right now, we only have the Ruins to decide which ones we want to go on to. These 4 different quests. You can go on a short or a medium. You also have long quests. When you go on a medium or a long quest, you will have a campfire. This campfire allows you to rest. You get to spend 8 food and heal a bunch, and also remove stress. You also get to use your buffs down here at the bottom from each of your characters to get some buffs or remove stress or heal or prevent a possible ambush. And that's what those campfires are for. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Thank you.